Welcome to Becoming Bossy, a channel created to help you activate your inner boss. Before we get into the topic, I want to invite you to join the Becoming Bossy tribe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Today, I'll be sharing how I passed the CPA exam on the first try within 5 months. I've included screenshots of my exam scores and dates for your reference. Let's get into the topic. This is how you can pass the CPA exam on the first try and become a certified public accountant. First, plan your exam timeline. When figuring out what sequence you want to take the exam, understand your strengths and weaknesses. You may choose to take the most difficult parts first, or you may mix it up a bit and take a difficult part, then a less difficult part, and alternate. I wanted to get the most difficult parts done first. For example, I took FAR, then Reg, then Audit, then BEC. Why? Everyone around me convinced me that FAR was the most difficult exam, and then I chose Reg next because I was unfamiliar with business law and federal taxation. Audit came third because it was my most specialized field and I was most familiar with it. By the way, I had an audit internship and took many audit classes previously, so I was really familiar with the content before taking that exam. I chose to take BEC last because at the time, in 2016, it was all multiple choice with no simulations. I took the CPA exam in that gray period right after graduating with my master's in accounting, but before starting my Big Four audit career. So my goal was to finish all 4 parts of the exam before starting work. In other words, within 5 months. Remember, you must pass all 4 parts of the CPA exam within an 18-month period. The clock starts after you pass your first exam with a 75 or higher. Next, you want to efficiently prepare for the exam. Preparing for the CPA exam depends on your preferences for studying. Do you prefer to study alone with self-study or take a class with others to learn? I did a mixture of both for the first exam, which was FAR. I watched videos with all the other master's graduates, but this only lasted for about 2 weeks. I quickly realized that I retained information best when self-studying. If you learn best with others, though, find a group of people who have the same goal of passing the CPA exam and make sure that they are dedicated and consistent. Sometimes laziness is contagious, and you may convince yourself that you don't need to study so much, but that's wrong. We have a goal in mind, and we are willing to make a short-term sacrifice for long-term success, right? If you're like me, I learn best by myself. So get into a quiet environment with little to no distractions. This means no TVs, turn the cell phone on silent, or put it in a completely separate room. The next thing you absolutely have to do is set a study schedule. Figure out how many hours you can reasonably study each day without burning out. Remember, you want to be alert when you study for the CPA exam. If you're most energetic in the morning, then wake up early to study. This could be before going to class or before going to work. If you have a break throughout the day, such as a lunch break during working hours, optimize your time and get an hour of studying in. Every second counts. In my case, I had already graduated and was not working yet, so I studied for at least an average of 6 hours a day with breaks in between, since I wanted to pass all 4 parts of the exam within 5 months. My study strategy was to read a chapter of the Becker CPA exam review textbook, then watch the related video tutorial, and then immediately answer the related questions. I repeated this strategy until I finished the entire section. In order to retain the information I studied, I read flashcards on the go and answered cumulative test bank questions that included the current chapter I was studying and previous chapters I studied. The most common question I am asked is, how long should I study for each part? Becker's CPA exam review recommends that you spend approximately 150 hours studying for FAR, 120 hours studying for Reg, 90 hours studying for auditing, and 90 hours studying for BEC. However, I recognize that we all have different strengths and levels of expertise. So, for example, if you have tax experience or took many tax courses, you may not need to study for reg for as many hours as you may need to study for audit. It all depends on your level of expertise and familiarity. How to prepare for the CPA exam. I used the Becker CPA exam review since it was sponsored by my Big Four firm. In hindsight, even if Becker was not sponsored by my employer, I would still use it. In fact, I encourage all CPA hopefuls to use Becker, and at the time of this video, I'm not even being paid for this endorsement. I recommend the Becker CPA exam review because it has great video lectures for each section of the exam, a hard copy or digital textbook that details every topic you need to be familiar with to pass the exam, and they offer flashcards to help you study on the go. Their test bank is quite comprehensive and covers all aspects of the actual CPA exam. The review provides practice exams so you can diagnose your level of preparedness before you take your actual CPA exam. 5 out of 5 stars for sure. I used all of the tools because I wanted to be over-prepared. Remember, we want to pass this exam on the first try. Taking the exam. There is no penalty for wrong answers, so answer every question, whether you are 100% certain or have no clue what the question is asking. Look out for words that include must, always, or never. Take your time and read the full prompts and questions. It may help to read the question before reading the scenario. The CPA exam can be tricky. It may ask which of the following does not apply. So read the full question. Read all multiple choice options and select the best answer. Manage your time while taking the exam as well. On the exam screen, you will see how many minutes are remaining. Pace yourself and flag questions that you are unsure of or want to come back to. This way, you're not wasting time and can circle back to the flagged questions after you've attempted all the other questions. Exam day. Do not forget to print and bring the correct notice to schedule or NTS on the day of the exam. For extreme measures, print multiple copies. I'm talking hide one in your car, fold one in your wallet or purse, tuck one in your jacket pocket. Do not forget the NTS. Also, in the world of GPS, Google Maps, and Waze, we may underestimate the travel time to get to the testing center. Don't. Familiarize yourself with how to get to the testing center before exam day. Arrive at least 30 minutes early. Right now, in 2021, many testing centers have sanitized pens, hand scanners after you use them. This makes the check-in process a little longer, especially if there are many other exam takers in the testing center with you. So being early means that you are on time, and being on time means that you are late. Know what to bring with you to the testing center. This may vary based on your testing location, but be sure to bring multiple forms of picture IDs, such as a driver's license, passport, or state identification card. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Bring your NTS, the correct NTS. Dress comfortably, nothing too tight, nothing itchy. You'll be sitting down for about 4 hours, so you want to make sure that you are comfortable. Whew, that was a lot of information, right? I hope it helps you on your journey to become a CPA. If you think I missed a topic, or if you have other questions, please comment below. The purpose of starting the Becoming Bossy channel is to guide you and help you accomplish your goals, like a boss. So what are you waiting for? Come on, join the Becoming Bossy tribe and let's dive into all of the great topics. Becoming Bossy is about becoming the best version of ourselves, a wiser, healthier, wealthier, and happier version of ourselves. A true boss. If you made it this far, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, stay blessed and stay bossy.